Are you looking to quench your thirst for fast-paced off-road adventures? Perhaps you might be tempted by what can only be described as a dirt bike in scooter form. Sitting at $2,799 in the US and £2,599 in the UK, the wolfwarrior won't be breaking the bank, but it will be tearing up the tracks in an elite riding experience comparable to the far more pricier Dualtron Ultra. And this isn't the only resemblance that the monstrous scooter bears to the Dualtron line. Its controllers and LED display is manufactured by none other than the Dualtron producers, MiniMotors, with a host of premium features including a superior motorcycle grade hydraulic suspension system, big tubeless tyres and dual 1200 volt motors that generate a blisteringly fast acceleration rate. The wolfwarrior certainly lives up to its ferocious name. Welcome to Electric Scooter Insider. I'm Josh and I've been reviewing electric scooters for the last few years, and it's my mission to help you choose the right scooter. So if you're here because you want the most substantial, complete and comprehensive review of the wolfwarrior, sit back, strap in and enjoy. In this review we're going to cover 8 key areas. Who is it best for? What are the pros and cons? The value for money, alternatives, the design, ride quality, performance and safety, and then we're going to finish with the extra features. So let's jump in. Let's kick things off by discussing whether or not this scooter is for you. What's so great about the wolfwarrior is that it's multifunctional. It satisfies the needs of high-speed thrill seekers and long-distance riders. And whilst its brutal acceleration and stomping 50 miles per hour top speeds are two of its main attractions, the whopping 70-mile range comes as an advantage to those who are looking for a scooter that can get you from A to B and back again without breaking a sweat. With the choice of either on or off-road tyres, the wolfwarrior is ready to take on whatever you throw its way. The slick road tyres with their 3.5-inch contact patch maintain traction at all times and make the scooter easier to control at high speeds. That said, the wolfwarrior best serves its rider when it's let loose on dirt tracks. This is a scooter that's in its element off-road and you're not taking full advantage of its immense power and shock absorption capabilities until you get it there. If you're looking for an off-road scooter that can tackle off-road routes with ease, you'll want to opt for the off-road tyre option. They have a deeper tread and knobby surface that maximizes traction on rocky and uneven terrain. The off-road tyres can also be used on urban roads, but they are less effective than their slick counterparts, so it's important to establish what you want to get out of the wolfwarrior before you buy it. Let's start with the good stuff. It offers fantastic value for money. It has the pedigree of a MiniMotors scooter without the inflated price tag. It also has that motorcycle grade hydraulic suspension system, powerful hydraulic brakes to match, and a solid, sturdy frame that is the king of off-roading. It also has those piercingly bright dual headlights and cool swag lights. Now let's take a look at the cons. Well, all of these come down to how portable it is, or should I say lack thereof. First of all, the wolfwarrior is absolutely huge and it's so heavy. It weighs 101 pounds and it has a really counterintuitive folding mechanism, which makes it very difficult to fold, unfold, and you can forget about lifting it up and carrying it all together. So, is the wolfwarrior good value for money? It is, so long as you make sure that you get the most out of its premium features. As I mentioned earlier, this is a scooter designed for its power, speed and off-roading prowess. With the beastly dual motors and peak power output of 5,400 watts, it's like a wolf ready to pounce into action. To put the price into perspective, the Wolf, which comes in at $2,799, is comparable to the original Dualtron Ultra, an off-road monster that matches the wolfwarrior for performance, yet the Ultra retails for around $3,149, which is $350 more than the Wolf. Now, the only point at which you can really question the Wolf's value for money is when you compare it to the VSETT 10 Plus R. This scooter costs ever so slightly less, yet it matches the Wolf for speed but considerably outperforms it in acceleration and range, where it's 10% faster off the start line and capable of delivering up to 74 miles of ride time. My recommendation is, if you plan to ride off-road, go for the wolfwarrior, no questions asked. But if you're an adrenaline-seeking city slicker that wants to burn rubber mile after mile, but also take on the occasional dirt track here and there, then you should seriously consider the VSETT 10 Plus R. Well, if you want a cheap off-road beast, the VARLA Eagle One could be a good option. It's priced at $1,699 in the US and it's currently unavailable in the UK. This model has a top speed of 40 miles per hour, a range of 40 miles to match, it weighs 77 pounds and it can support up to 330 pounds of rider weight. So why is it better than the wolfwarrior? Two reasons. It is significantly cheaper. You can save around $1,100 if you opt for the VARLA Eagle One. The second reason is that it's 24 pounds lighter and a lot more portable. So why is it worse than the wolfwarrior? Well, it's 10 miles per hour slower, it has a 30-mile range that is shorter than the wolfwarrior, and the suspension isn't as smooth. Next up, we have the VSETT 10 Plus R. Priced at $2,790 in the US and in the UK, it retails for around £2,195. Now this model has a top speed of 50 miles per hour, a maximum range of 74 miles, it weighs 79 pounds and it can hold a rider weight of up to 285 pounds. So why is it better than the wolfwarrior? Well, it has a faster acceleration, it also has a slightly longer range, you get 4 extra miles, and it's a lot lighter. In fact, it's 22 pounds lighter than the wolfwarrior. And then to top all of that off, there's also front and rear turn signals. Now, why is it worse than the wolfwarrior? Well, really, there's only one area that it doesn't perform as well in, and that's the amount of rider weight that it can support. So it actually supports 45 pounds less rider weight than that of the wolfwarrior. The third and final alternative that I have for you here is the Dualtron Ultra 2. Now this retails in the US for $3,990 and in the UK its going rate is around £3,280. Now this has a top speed of 62 miles per hour, a maximum range of 87 miles, it weighs 88 pounds and it can support up to 330 pounds of rider weight. Why is it better than the wolfwarrior? Well, its top speed is 12 miles per hour faster, it delivers 17 more miles in terms of its range, it's 13 pounds lighter and it's a better hill climber. So why is it worse than the wolfwarrior? Well, this just comes down to the price. It costs a lot more and you'll actually be spending around $1,191 on top of what the wolfwarrior already costs to get your hand on the Dualtron Ultra 2. The handlebars are not just key to your stability, but also in activating all of the Wolf's awesome features. Befitting the Wolf's monstrous size, the handlebars have an ultra-wide span of 24.6 inches, which is the same size as the Dualtron Thunder and around 7 inches wider than the average commute scooter. Because of the immense top speed and not to mention one of the fastest acceleration rates, the increased size of the handlebars complements a rider's stance that is perfectly optimized for control and stability. Starting with the dual handbrakes, let's take a look at the components that make up the handlebars. On the left, the rear brake, and on the right, the front. They both provide a reassuring level of control when braking. And this is also where you'll find the Wolf's eye display, the trigger style throttle and its horn. Just below your handlebars on the stem are the Wolf's piercingly bright dual front LEDs. This scooter is perfectly lit for nighttime riding with additional LED lighting on the side and the rear, so you'll never have to worry about not being visible. The dual front LEDs are one of the standout design features. I've come to find that the majority of performance scooters often come equipped with lackluster headlights, requiring you to spend extra to attach additional headlights to the handlebars, but this isn't the case with the Wolf. Plus, the dual headlights finish off its unique motorcycle aesthetic. The wolfwarrior is a bit of a menace when it comes to weight. Nevertheless, the frame is everything you want from a scooter that has been designed to tear up even the most challenging of terrain. It's rock solid and the stem is extremely stable. Even in some of the most premium models, a wobbly stem isn't uncommon, but there's no fear of that here. There are quite literally no loose ends, and with this scooter all the wires and cords are neatly wrapped and secured. This is a heavy duty scooter and its frame certainly reflects this. Its matte black finish also goes hand in hand with its menacing aesthetic. The Wolf stability doesn't just end at its frame. What's great about its design is its insanely spacious deck. At 20 by 9 inches, it's suitable for riders of any shape or size so long as you weigh less than the maximum 330 pound load capacity. The large deck also serves more of a purpose than just supporting a range of riders. The extra space affords greater control when tearing up the bumpy tracks, especially when it comes to the placement of your feet. This is accompanied by a super gribby rubber coating and reinforced kick plate that is capable of supporting your full weight without battering an eyelid. You'll find yourself using the kick plate when you're traversing bumpy off-road tracks and burning rubber on the city streets. It is a staple in rider comfort. When you come to buy the Wolf, you get the choice of either street or off-road tyres. Of course, you can buy both, but it will cost you a little extra. So it is important to establish what exactly you want to get out of the wolfwarrior before you order it. The road tyres are perfect for burning rubber and turning your scooter into a certified land racing rocket. Not to mention that they are the best option if you want to experience the blisteringly fast acceleration rate that will propel you to 50 miles per hour in just 1.9 seconds. With that being said, off-road adventures are not totally off the roster. The road tyres perform sufficiently well on forest tracks and dirt tracks. However, the thick tread of the off-road tyres and their knobby texture delivers a superior riding experience on more challenging terrain. The Wolf's massive frame is enough to reassure anyone of its build quality. A solid built machine like this is made to last, and when taking it off-road you can rely on it to do all the heavy work for you. This is a scooter that certainly packs a punch. As previously mentioned, the stem is particularly robust, which is yet another reason why the Wolf is the king of off-roading. Additional measures have been taken in the form of a safety pin that slides and locks the stem into place. Plus, the stability of the stem shines when compared to other performance scooters that are plagued by wobbly stems. The stem locking design on the Wolf proves superior to any model that uses a collar clamp locking system. A smaller and often overlooked yet important part of assessing build quality is seeing how the kickstand performs. And you wouldn't think this because the kickstand is only a minor thing of a scooter, yet it can be a real annoyance if it's not strong enough to hold the scooter up. Luckily, the Wolf's kickstand doesn't disappoint. Everything about this model screams reliability. The only real flaw of the Wolf's design is that its insane ferocity comes at the price of its 101 pound weight. However, Kaabo have released some new scooters known as the wolfwarrior X and the wolfwarrior X Pro, which have essentially taken the wolfwarrior 11 Plus, which is the model we're reviewing right now, taken everything that's good about that model and put it into a much more compact and lighter package. And those models weigh around the 75 to 79 pound mark, so you may want to consider looking at those. And if that interests you, come over to electricscooterinsider.com and we have reviews of those scooters live on the website already. Now, for those of you hoping for a scooter that you can neatly pack up and carry to, say, your off-road spot, this is going to prove difficult. Weighing in at 101 pounds, this beast is not the easiest to transport. However, as I've said in some of my other reviews of ultra performance scooters, the Wolf isn't there to be a companion on your journey, it is the journey. So with this in mind, the weight shouldn't play too much into your decision. One standout feature of its increased weight though is its ability to support up to 330 pounds of rider weight, which places it in the top 18% of scooters for load bearing capacity in our 100 strong database. The Wolf is only beaten by the eMove Cruiser, which can support 352 pounds, and its big bro, the Wolf King, which can support 400 pounds. The wolfwarrior is without a doubt the monster truck of all scooters, and its folding mechanism is nothing short of counterintuitive. Whilst the Wolf folds in a unique fashion, the placement of its folding mechanism actually extends the scooter's length when it's folded, and it actually measures up to 59 inches in length, which is longer than the scooter when it's unfolded, which is weird. So this, combined with the fact that the handlebars don't fold, it means that you need quite a lot of space to store the wolfwarrior when it's folded. It's safe to say that this is one of the most comfortable rides in its price class, and in fact the Wolf's ride quality is where you start to really appreciate the value for money. The thickness of the scooter's tyres combined with the exceptional hydraulic suspension means that you won't feel a thing as you're bouncing up and down the tracks. Now, while the Wolf is reliable in its sturdiness, you should also bear in mind its speed if you are a rider that is new to performance scooters. One press on the throttle will take an unassuming rider by surprise as it leaps out in front of you. Safety is a key thing here, and Caboose seem to have paid particular attention to speed. With a scooter of this size and stature that moves with brutal intent, the hydraulic brakes are sensitive to even the slightest of touches. Its chunky build is designed to give you maximum control, but it is worth taking it easy and gradually building up to the maximum speed. After all, this beast is ferocious when it's let out to roam. I think by now we've well established that this is a speed demon and a top choice for thrill seekers looking for adrenaline fueled adventures. Because of its impressively large dual 1200 watt motors combined with two 40 amp MiniMotors controllers, the Wolf delivers a peak output of 5,400 watts, which not only propels the scooter up to 50 miles per hour, but will see you hitting 50 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds, followed by 25 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds. However, it must be noted that the acceleration rate isn't quite up to the standard of the VSETT 10 Plus R. Whilst the 10 Plus R shares the same top speed as the wolfwarrior, when you dig a little deeper into the performance, the larger dual 1400 watt motors offer up an acceleration rate that is 11% faster to 15 miles per hour and 8% faster to 25 miles per hour. Overall though, the Wolf is a certified land rocket and is one of the fastest scooters that you can get. In eco mode, the Wolf promises 70 miles, but let's be realistic, you're not going to buy the Wolf to ride conservatively. So, with that in mind, when you switch to turbo mode with both motors engaged and rip the throttle pushing the Wolf to its limits, you can expect to get around 35 to 40 miles off a single charge. And when we consider how this performs against similarly priced scooters, the wolfwarrior is up there with the best. For its price tag, you can't get much better. This is a beast that is difficult to tame, is raring at the bit like a hungry wolf, hunting for prey, and like the ferocious canine it was named after, it can comfortably eat up the most demanding challenges, including steep hills. With enough torque to glide up 30 degrees, it is the perfect scooter if you live in the hilly countryside or anywhere where the terrain is steeper than your usual inner city landscape. With the ability to tackle inclines as impeccably as the Wolf does, this is just another reason why this is not a scooter for the sole purpose of your daily commute. To put its hill climbing capabilities into perspective for you, the Wolf is more than capable of scaling San Francisco's Lombard Street with its distinctively steep incline. Undoubtedly, one of the wolfwarrior's most premium features is its second to none shock absorption suspension system. Not only is it blessed with a pair of chunky, big tyres that give it the extra bit of cushioning when hitting the rocky tracks, but the Wolf is also fully equipped with an outstanding motorcycle grade hydraulic suspension system in the front and dual springs in the rear. It gracefully combines the best of both suspension types to deliver a level of shock absorption that is only beaten by the Dualtron X, the Dualtron X2 and the Nami Burney Viper, all of which are considerably more expensive than the Wolf. With a scooter that moves with this amount of speed and power, it's important to have a braking system that is equally as powerful and reliable. And Kaabo has not let us down. The Wolf is firmly fitted with a pair of front and rear hydraulic discs that allow you to come to a quick, reliable stop no matter your riding conditions. To be precise, you can come to a stop in 3.4 meters from 15 miles per hour. And to put this into perspective, I consider a braking distance of between 3 and 3.4 meters to be good. Measurements that sit around the 3 mark are very good. And here is a bonus tip when it comes to braking. Because the wolfwarrior is a big scooter, it builds up a huge amount of momentum. So to help control the slowing of this momentum, when you apply the brakes, you'll want to shift your weight to the back of the scooter for more control. You can also enable the electronic anti-lock braking system using the eye display to stop more safely without having the wheels locking up or skidding. It is important to note though that when enabled, you'll feel the ABS kick into action as it induces vibrations that can be felt throughout the scooter. Encased in the deck sits a huge 60 volt 35 amp LG battery that clears up to 35 miles when ridden in turbo mode and 70 miles in eco mode. The charging of the battery couldn't be easier with 2 charging ports to ensure this baby gets all the power it needs. The charge time is around 17 hours with a standard 2 amp charger, but this can be reduced to around 7 to 10 hours if you use 2 of those chargers. Regardless, the Wolf standard charge time is in the range of similar models that give the same mileage. With a chunky luminescent green interface that is more reminiscent of a military watch than a scooter display, it not only lets you monitor your speed, battery voltage and driving mode, but also tweak the Wolf's settings. For example, you can toggle between different start modes, whether that's 0 or kick to start, alter the type of unit measurement, whether that's miles or kilometers, and even make more advanced adjustments like changing the amount of motor torque. So here you have about 3 options. The first option allows you to have 50% of the max torque, the second option gives you 75% of the max torque, or the third option gives you the maximum torque completely. And you can even enable and change the electronic anti-lock braking system. With the choice of 4 different riding modes, you'll be spoiled for choice. The option of either eco or turbo mode determines the power of your scooter. Whilst you can cover more mileage using eco mode, turbo allows you to take full advantage of the Wolf speed and power. Plus, if you opt for single motor use, you're more likely to get the full 70 miles. But for those looking to squeeze out every last bit of power from the motors, selecting dual motor will give you all of the power and speed on offer, although it will reduce the mileage to around the 35 to 40 mile mark. Located on the left hand side of the handlebars under the light switch, you'll find the horn. You'll never struggle to be heard with this because it is motorcycle grade and it is super loud. Certified with an IPX4 water resistance rating, which by official standards means that it's protected from splashes in all directions, the Wolf is one of the few performance scooters to boast an IP rating. None of the Dualtron models are certified for water resistance, and in fact, based on my independent research of over 99 scooters, only 40% of the scooters have a water resistance rating. Whilst riding in the rain is never a recommendation, you can have peace of mind knowing that your scooter is protected. That's the review of the wolfwarrior. If you like what you saw, you can either pick it up by scanning this QR code here or clicking the links in the description. I'll also make sure to provide links for all of the scooters that I've recommended as alternatives. And if you need any more information, why not head over to electricscooterinsider.com, where we have a bunch of guides and reviews. If you found value from this review, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel to become an Electric Scooter Insider. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.